When did you first see Alden Bloom's grant request?
I don't know that I did.
Okay. Did you make any presentations to the EDA, the OCC, or the cities?
I don't recall.
Okay, I know.
I don't remember if she was part of those presentations.
I mean, I can answer that question if you'd like.
Okay, give it a shot.
I'm ready. Autumn did have an application that was a part of the entire incubator application that was submitted to the EDA. It was done the same exact way as it was done the first year cycle. We had an incubator application that included applications from two tenants, being Peace River Paddle Sports and Peace River Bees. That project was funded as a whole, with funding going to the IDA as the administrator of that grant, with the separate budgets of those two separate companies included in that grant. For this year's funding, we did the same template. We created an overall incubator budget that encompassed the needs for the facility itself, the cost to run the facility, the cost of the equipment and retrofitting of the building, and overhead for staff. Also included in that were separate budget requests for this year, 3 applicants. 2 being the same as the last year, Peace River Paddle Sports and Peace River Bees, and then an additional application in this cycle for Stream to Sea, which was Autumn's application.
Okay, I'll ask you the question then. Did she make any presentations to the EDA, the BOCC, or the cities?
I was getting there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
When it came time for presentation to the EDA board, Autumn was a part of that presentation. She presented.
She did?
Yes.
Okay, I was there. I don't remember that. Okay, go ahead.
At the time of funding.
When everybody got up, made their presentations on that particular date, and I'm not sure what date it was.
The first presentation, she herself was not presenting. I presented the entire application.
Well, why didn't she do it then?
Because she had some confidentiality issues.
Oh, so now we're getting to grants that's confidential. So we can put in a grant that's confidential and get it from the EDA?
Sure.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't aware of that. So anybody can go to the EDA or send a representative and say, this person wants $600,000, but it's confidential. We're not going to tell you who it is. And they'll just give them the money?
I don't represent the EDA, so you probably have to ask them that question.
Well, I probably will. Let me move on. I'll ask you, what does the EDA rules say about grant request presentations?
I don't believe presentations are required.
Okay.
They're not.
The applicants are given that opportunity, but it's not required under the rules of the statute.
And I have been to many presentations where not every applicant has made a presentation to the board, but they are still up for funding. It is not required.
We have had, Donald, a number of applicants that chose, for whatever reason, to not make presentations to the cities. I can recall one in particular that I can do by name. It was an assisted living facility, and the representative was a fellow named Ed Potier. And they came down and they were talking about locating out here just west of First Baptist Church at one time, and another time they looked at a location that was downtown, and I don't think they ever presented to any of the cities. And that was just their option because they were coming from out of state and they just didn't want to devote the resources, I suppose, to those presentations.
I can understand the cities, but I was at the EDA and I was at the BOCC presentations, and I just don't recall her being there. But I could be wrong. We can always go back and look. When did the EDA first see the grant request information for this project?
Applications are due May 15th, May 31st.
Okay, so she turned one in May 15th.
We turned it in prior to May 31st.
Okay, in her name.
In the incubator application.
Oh, so it was confidential at that time?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Well, when did the EDA first find out who this confidential grant was for?
In September.
In September. That's the month that the money was voted on.
Yes.
So probably the morning that they voted, they got the information. The 15th probably. Could that be correct?
They would have gotten it on the 11th and then had time to look at it prior to the 15th meeting.
Okay, and it wasn't made public or anything about this grant or anything? You're aware of?
I'm sure it was public information. It was at the EDA, at the county manager's office, under the guise of the EDA, which is the Sunshine Board. So yes, it's public information.
Well, if somebody would have known to go look for it. Yeah, but nobody knew about it. Okay. Okay, this board, the IDA board, voted on a list of projects to present to the EDA. Was her request on this list that we voted for as a board? I mean, not as confidential now, but as a name.
No, it was included.
It was included in the confidential part of it.
It was included in the incubator application as a whole.
Yeah, and nobody really knew that it was part of it.
You
Well, some of you may have, but I know I didn't.
You knew that there was a project
Yes.
included in that application.
Yes, confidential.
Confidential.
Confidential, yeah.
But you knew it was in there.
I knew there was a confidential one in there, but I did not know who it was.
You asked if it was included in there.
Yeah, I know it was included. I mean, I said as name, as the name.
No.
Okay. Will her project compete against the Cantus?
Absolutely not.
Okay, hers is skincare or something, and so is theirs, isn't it?
Completely different.
Completely different. Okay. And I guess the name of her company is Stream to Sea or something?
Correct.
Okay. Now I think the address of the incubator is 897 South 6th or something.
Correct.
All right. Do we have a lease with her?
Do we have a lease
Mm-hmm.
with her?
Yeah, with this business.
We
Are
don't.
we going to have a lease with her?
We will.
We will have a lease.
We will have lease and contracts with every tenant that is in the incubator.
Okay, but none of them's really going to pay anything, but we'll just have a lease, right?
They will pay.
They will. Oh, okay. Has she been vetted?
She's not being funded by the IDA, so that would be an EDA.
So it's up to the EDA to vet them if they want to?
Yes. I would think so. They're the ones providing funding.
Okay, when this money comes to us, then we're providing funding.
Under a contract through the EDA. The EDA awards the funding.
Okay, because I know a few months ago, Bill said that nobody else would get any money from us without being vetted.
They're not getting money from the IDA. None of this money is coming
Well, once
out of
it
the
comes
IDA
to us,
revenue.
then it's our money.
No.
No.
It is under a contract, which is the grant award agreements that I just went over. Everything in this document right here spells out how that money is to be spent and who it is to be spent to.
Okay.
And there are budgets
Okay.
that dictate how that money is to be spent and what it's to be spent on.
Okay.
Dawn, if we can go through the next item on the agenda, we have a full presentation related to the incubator that may clarify some of these questions for you.
Well, I'm about through. And her grant was awarded September the 15th at the EDA, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I guess this is probably my last question here. I have a document here from the Florida Department of State Division of Corporation where she wasn't incorporated until 9/23/2014. Now that's, 8 days after she got the grant award? Is this another life sync? I mean, she was awarded the money, and then after she got the money, she filed for registration as a corporation.
But she didn't get the money.
Huh?
She hasn't got any money.
I can't hear you.
She has not received any money.
She has been awarded $600,000.
But she hasn't got it.
Well, neither did LifeSync, but they got the money later after they incorporated.
That's the point, too.
Yeah, well, that's against the law, isn't it? It is against the law, Ken, or not?
Yeah.
It's not. Okay.
Well, I would tell you, it's not
I'm on the wrong track then.
it's not uncommon in the business world for there to be single purpose entities. I mean, the days of 30 years ago where someone formed a company and they did everything they do out of it. So if they're in the dairy business and the beef cattle business and the